Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Now, I have
anomaly detected.
A couple of those Hammerhead missions to do, so initial surveys of CORANG noted its high density and active plate tectonics, suggesting a high internal heat fueled by a greater than normal concentration of heavy elements and radioactives. Early test cores proved the mineral richness of the world, but distance from the mass relay in the Century system made it unprofitable to develop until the late 2183. The atmosphere is a smog of methane, ammonia, and water vapor, a so-called primordial soup, similar to the conditions on early Earth. However, there is no evidence of life developing on Korang's surface beyond the level of simple dextro amino acids. The minimal energy input of the red dwarf Vare has created an energy-starved surface environment, though the planet's volcanism does hold open some possibility for subterranean development.
Sensors.
Scans have found locations matching the descriptions of Dr. Kais's survey sites. Exploring the sites could reveal valuable mission data. Warning: Geth presence detected on the planet's surface. Use extreme caution. Okay, that was pretty dumb of me.
Forces detected. Mission objectives completed.
I must say, this isn't really the most riveting stuff. Data recovered from the planet's surface, historically significant artifacts recovered, Dr. Case's location not found among the recovered data, Geth presence on the planet eradicated. A large planet composed of ice surrounding a rocky core, Partholon retains trace gases of nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Its crushing gravity makes for an inhospitable stay and makes most mining infeasible. However, its orbit's proximity to the mass relay in the system means space travelers will, for the next few years, use it for a gravitational slingshot to add speed on their way to and from Calliston. A tiny rock planet, Elatta is noted for its frigid temperatures and crushing nitrogen and krypton atmosphere. Lying out beyond the Fomor belt, there is little to recommend it. A member of the Fomor belt, Brez is a dwarf planet with no atmosphere. It is however rich in lithium, which is integral to heat sinks of starships or handheld weapons. A large robo-mining operation from Calliston can be found here. The hostile moon Calliston is the largest satellite of the gas giant Cernunnos. An ancient asteroid strike deposited major loads of element 0 within the molten sulfur mantle. Altfell Ashland Energy's mining operations have made it the largest source of ship drive core material in the Attican Traverse. Calliston is racked with volcanism. Calliston is racked with volcanism due to the tidal stress from Cernunnos. Because of weak solar output, plant-like life on Calliston is not carbon-based and photosynthetic, but silicon-based and thermosynthetic, requiring heat rather than sunlight to power its chemical reactions. These organisms flourish in the volcanic vents and during solar flares, when Balor can double or triple in luminosity. Sadly, sapient habitation is not possible here, and Calliston's biodiversity is considered threatened by the Citadel Council Committee on Habitable World. Population 1,802,000. What? 1 billion actually. Wow, that's impressive colony-wise, especially seeing how supposedly unfriendly this planet is, so the business must be booming if it has such a large colony. Colony founded in 1975 CE, capital Sinew.
Probe launched.
Which kind of once again calls into question the validity of freaking bombarding them with probes, because there is a billion people on this planet, and I'm raining probes on them in order to steal their world's natural resources. Cernunnos is a sizable gas giant with hydrogen-nitrogen atmosphere. It is believed to be an extrasolar capture due to its close stellar location. In a rare phenomenon, it is near enough to its red dwarf star to be within the life zone, though its massive size prevents the tidal lock that usually occurs at such a range. While nothing could survive on the planet, on the surface of a planet with such a crushing gravity, Cernunnos' moon, Calliston, is habitable. Cernunnos is skimmed for its abundant hydrogen, and refineries on Calliston process it into a metastable metallic form for use as starship fuel. The outermost planet of the Icer system, Tamaguta, is remote and largely unexplored. Its carbon dioxide atmosphere has long since frozen into fields of dry ice. A remote rock planet capped in ice, Shear has been exploited by Arvunan corporations for its minerals, home to gold veins, which are used in spaceship shielding, as well as jewelry, and cobalt deposits used in high tensile alloys. Shear shows no signs of being exhausted anytime soon. A light gravity helps keep the planetary exportation process cheap. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Alformus had its helium-3 refueling stations destroyed in an attack by Grow Zero, an anti-population terrorist group that wanted no more immigration to Arvuna. A consortium of Arvuna-based corporations are currently rebuilding the station. Alformus is not considered vital to the stability of the Acer system. Civilians working on Helium-3 platform should not expect Alliance military intervention in case of kidnapping or other violence. That's actually pretty rough, to be literally told by the local government that in case something horrible were to happen to you, you're not considered vital and therefore will be left to your own devices. A sizable hydrogen-nitrogen gas giant, just on the far side of its pale yellow star's frost line, Dranen is known for its spectacular storms. At least 3 persistent observable spots, actually cyclonic and anticyclonic storms, have lasted for over 544 years, significantly longer than Jupiter's Great Red Spot. The largest of these spots, the Ishna, has consistently held a diameter over 3 times that of Earth. Dranen has 44 moons. 2 of them are of special interest to the Citadel Committee on Habitable Worlds. The first, Arvuna, is a life-bearing world that has already been colonized. The second, Alaya, is slowly being terraformed into an ammonia-based world for Volus populations. Shasu is a dwarf planet believed to have been ejected from Agnin due to a giant impact with another planet-sized body. At the time, Agnin had a magma ocean covering much of its surface, and the liquid rock sprayed into space, where it coalesced and cooled over millions of years. The theory is that during the cooling, Shasu first orbited Agnin, but it was eventually pulled from the orbit by the gravity wells of other planets, primarily Dranen. Today, Shasu is relatively temperate, with a light hydrogen-helium atmosphere, attracting spacers who use its atmosphere to refuel. Its crust composition is similar to Agnin, evident in its high sulfur content. A hothouse planet, Agnin's scorching clouds of methane and sulfur dioxide give the planet a pale green color in visible light. The SO2 from volcanic activity rains down as sulfuric acid in the upper atmosphere, but is boiled away before the liquid ever reaches the surface. Agnin's harsh environment has prevented exploration by anything except probes.
Launching.
A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Kobayashi has a faint ring system, a rust belt of decrepit refueling stations and abandoned habitats of its moons have attracted Vorcha, Krogan and other ne'er-do-wells. A living hand-to-mouth existence with no garden planets supplying them, they trade helium-3 fuel and recycled waste products to survive. Kidnappees from Mascava are typically brought to Kobayashi to be released or sold as chattel to the out-of-system slavers. A travel advisory, law enforcement authorities of Mascava categorically state that their effective range does not extend as far as Kobayashi. A statistically significant number of distress calls have been broadcasted within 1 million kilometer mark of Kobayashi. Civilian travel is not advised. A dense rock planet, Mascava has a thick methane-ammonia atmosphere because of its similar conditions to the Volus homeworld Irune billions of years ago when it first formed life. A large Volus university, the Ten-Clan Academy, hosts symposia on the planet's surface. Unfortunately, despite the security precautions, pirates, organ leggers, and slavers throughout the terminus systems have learned that kidnapped students and professors are a source of easy money. This only adds to the university's reputation, as a visit or tenure at the academy is a clear mark of commitment on any scientific resume. Population 40,250, colony founded 2098. Capital Sahime. hydrogen-helium gas giant, Nambu has an extensive ring system, but only 22 moons, comparatively few. Its moon Sumiko is the smallest moon known to be tectonically active in the Milky Way, covered with bright fractures. Visitors to Mascava often take advantage of Nambu's refueling platforms. A large Venusian hothouse, Sakata's rough weather and active magnetosphere has a reputation for confounding or destroying space probes launched to investigate it. What has been discovered is that its dense atmosphere is largely carbon dioxide and sodium, and its surface lime. Its magnetosphere suggests an iron-rich core, but its heavy gravity precludes most development.
Detected an anomaly.
An Earth-sized planet wrapped in the impermeable haze of carbon dioxide and ash, KARUMTO is an unforgiving place. Earthquakes, volcanic gases, and shrouds of dust have prevented any major settlements. Its sulfurous crust has yet to produce resources of interest. And that's interesting that you say that, because according to this scan,
Launching probe.
there very much are resources of interest on the planet.
Launching probe. Scans have found something.
A research station detected within a volcano on the planet's surface. The research station's data storage systems are still active and may contain valuable information. The volcano is unstable. Advise extreme caution.
Systems online. Adverse geothermal activity has rendered pathfinding function inoperable. Please use manual controls to locate research base. Unstable volcanic activity. Mineral resources detected. Acquired. Extraction complete.
was right. This site was a roadmap leading to the main Prothean ruins. Dr. Aloy and I agree that this must remain a secret at all costs. I will not allow another Eden Prime to occur. The Geth, the Reapers, all of them, they must be stopped.
So are you telling me this is timed, or... So I would prefer just to read everything and grab all of the resources. Dr. Kais's log 2. This hellish planet is a star map that points to a Prothean site of major significance. Dr. Aloy and I have mere hours to retrieve all that we can before the conditions become too dangerous to continue. We learned too late that the volcanic instability is magnified by our power grid. If we only had more time to study this, I'm sure the key to unlocking everything is here. Everything. Damn this planet. Okay, despite what the game is telling me at face value, I don't think I'm on a timer. Now we have detected a site of incredible significance locked beneath the volcano. The unpredictable terrain will make retrieval of any data extremely hazardous. Damage.
Warning, hull damage sustained.
Okay, I didn't think that this was salvageable. Data recovered from research station. Dr. Kais's location discovered. Landing party extracted from the volcano.
Fuel at 1/2 capacity.
Phoenix massing. I guess I explored most of this, but a new system has appeared? Because it's at 80%. Yeah, 100% here, 100% in the others, apart from this one. Trigestis is a gas giant named for the first Solarian astronomer to predict the planet's occurrences mathematically rather than through direct observation. It has a faint ring system and 3 moons, Sidacha, Norem and Bestia. High-altitude clouds can be seen casting shadows on Trigestis' lower atmosphere where concentrations of methane and ammonia give it an azure color. The planet is believed to be an extrasolar capture.
Probe launched. I have detected an anomaly.
LATTESH, translated from Salarian dialect as "it's still winter," has an almost habitable temperature and abundant water, but shows no signs of life. Regular supervolcanic eruptions in the southern hemisphere have shrouded the sun and led to a climate even more bone-chilling than usual.
Launching probe. Probe away. Scans have found something.
Planetary scans detect signals from sensor pods left on the planet's surface. These pods may contain valuable data. Warning: surface temperatures are extremely low. Advise keeping Hammerhead exposure to cold at absolute minimum.
Exposure to extreme temperatures may degrade engine performance. Mission objectives located. Atmospheric data acquired. Engine temperature stabilizing. Caution, engine temperature falling. Extraction complete.
What riveting stuff this was. Fascinating. Atmospheric data recovered from all 10 nodes. A rock and ice planet, Botros is home to a scientific curiosity. Evidence of primate-like spacefaring civilization is found frozen in its equatorial ice, ranging from melted fragments of metal to preserved remains of the creatures still wearing suits for extravehicular activity. Further exploration reveals that their habitation centers were vaporized by orbital bombardments from railgun-like weapons of hitting velocity approximately 120 kilotons of TNT. Only those that have fled or happened to be away from the habitats were preserved in the ice, where they died of asphyxiation. This unknown species did not come from Asteria, but scientific teams are looking for evidence that they visited there. It is difficult to believe they would colonize a frozen rock like Botros and ignore a lush garden world. Their world of origin is also a mystery. Geth have been encountered in the Hecate system. All civilian travel is prohibited. A modestly sized ice gas giant with an icy core, the Triodea's hydrogen and methane atmosphere gives it a bluish color. It has 14 moons named after Asari virtues. Apparently Geth have been spotted, which I already knew. A dry, desolate planet, Ker is temperate, but supports little life above the microscopic level. Its Earth-like temperatures and gravity make it an appealing place to build a habitation hideaway, attracting Batarian slavers and criminals who can't afford more luxurious safe houses on other planets. Its forgiving nitrogen-helium atmosphere makes EVAs possible with minimal amount of equipment. A breathing mask and warm clothing is usually sufficient. Mining and other legitimate activities are few and far between on Ker. The planet's crust is largely free of precious metals, instead producing kilometers upon kilometers of dolomitic limestone, calcite and gypsum. And once again, the description says it's largely free of valuable metals, and yet later on it's a rich planet full of materials that I can gather and then use for research. A dwarf planet Volkov has a thick atmosphere of nitrogen and krypton. Home to a thriving iridium mining community, Volkov's reputation is summed up as rich but dangerous. Pirates often lurk behind Volkov's two moonlets, Zenieva and Alena, and cripple freighters leaving the atmosphere. To make matters worse, Volkov sits in the Hazov Belt, a field of asteroids and other small bodies, which leads to frequent meteor strikes on the planet. Meteor-related casualties remain rare, but on Volkov, the chances of such a death are high enough that they are factored into insurance premiums. Population 3,800. Okay, so apparently on this planet you do actually get insurance from being hit by a meteor, which makes me wonder, you know, how, if you have an insurance, or like, how would that be treated on Earth if there was ever a case where someone had, you know, an insurance of, because there have been people hit by, you know, very small meteors. There have been cases like that. So if they had, like, you know, unfortunate events, accident insurance, how would that be treated? That's kind of interesting. A rock planet encased in frozen oceans, but Saiv is notable for its largest written message ever created by a human being. Andrei Kobzar, a disgruntled miner whose fortunes were spent prospecting for EZO, used the mass accelerator cannon of a local mercenary group on A61 of a local mercenary group's A61 Mantis gunship to carve a 208-kilometer long message in the ice, saying in Russian, "There's nothing here." The message can be easily seen from space. Ironically, the message itself, intended to discourage future colonists, now draws small tourist crowds. Another near-Earth-sized rock planet without much atmosphere to speak of, Dobrovolsky is home to Atai Mineral Works, a local extraction company noted for its success in EZO refining. The planet itself provides aluminum for local fabricators, which are turning out habitats at an astonishing rate for a system that has no garden planets. With its ore supply coming all the way from Sheol system, Dobrovolsky is held up as proof of the miner's cliché: where there is EZO, there's an economy. First charted by an Asari, but colonized by humans, the Pamiet system is home to Komarov, an Earth-sized body near the star. It has little atmosphere to speak of, but this has not stopped exploration by robo-miners, who have recorded iridium in the planet's crust. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Aegis was the site of an unparalleled cosmic event roughly 1.8 million years ago. An extrasolar body about 200 square kilometers in size was drawn into Aegis's gravity well and struck the Jovian planet, blasting enough dust and material into the orbit to create a ring. An urban legend has grown around this event. The story goes that if an extrasolar body, usually called a comet, was unaffected by the gravity well of ages, it would have coincided with an orbit of Trident and created an extinction-level event on the planet. Prevailing scientific opinion holds this is an exaggeration at best. A human-dominated world with over 95% of its surface covered by seawater, or rather salt water, Trident is home to a dazzling array of life. The oceans are filled with creatures ranging from tiny bivalves to mammoth vertebrates, unequaled by Earth's whales and ichthyosaurs. Small archipelagos create what little land there is, and its valuable real estate that is fought over constantly, underwater extraction operations have recovered a number of valuable minerals from the ocean floor, including iridium, uranium, and dust-form element 0. A largely lawless world, Trident has become a rogues gallery of unethical corporations exploiting the resources of the planet, and actual rogues, criminals, slavers, and mercenaries working the shadows. Travel advisory: due to extreme weather conditions, all traffic to the surface is grounded. Trident Spaceport Control predicts this condition will persist until the end of the hurricane season. Colony founded in 2144 CE. Population 6,800,000. Capital Newcastle. A rock with all traces of atmosphere burned away, Talaria orbits the star Hoplos at blistering pace every 36 days. Though tidally locked, even its twilight belt and shaded side are too barren to support life. With so many resources on its sister planet Trident, Talaria has largely been ignored by the galactic surveying community. A small rock planet, Machaira's thin atmosphere of high albedo keeps it from being much hotter than it is. The crust is high in sodium oxide, giving the planet its whitish tinge. Okay, but the problem is, with the percentage of exploration here, there is... Oh, okay, it's only 9%, so I guess this is the last planet, because I was worried there's another, a solar system that I overlooked, but I guess I didn't.
Anomaly detected.
Machaira's largest moon, KOPIS, is a desolate place with an extremely thin atmosphere. Its crust is largely silica-based, and there is no signs of water. Like its parent planet, its high albedo keeps it from being a total inferno, and when occluded by Machaira, its temperatures can be nearly tolerable. In its low gravity, it can easily its low gravity can easily be countered by vehicular or personal Mass Effect field for comfortable exploration.
I have found something.
Prothean artifacts detected on the planet's surface. Artifact side is protected by a powerful energy barrier. Scans detect muted mechanical signatures consistent with hidden automated defenses.
Strength beyond conventional weapon capability. Recommend disabling power sources. Kinetic barrier strength reduced.
The sight is spectacular. Time, however, has proven to be the real enemy. Even if with those Blue Sun thugs hired to protect the dig site, we barely managed to wreck the shield before the Geth arrived. How can they know our movements almost before we do? Am I beaming my thoughts directly to them? I must find out how they are doing this. I shall ask Dr. Aloy for whatever help he can provide.
Dr. Aloy must have been indoctrinated by the Reapers. I found him sending our data to a Geth ship. I won't be responsible for another Geth attack, another Eden Prime. I've silenced Aloy. Forever.
Actually, it's interesting, given, you know, the official line that has not yet become apparent because I have not been to the Citadel, but given the official council line about the effects, the events of the first game, it's interesting to me that indoctrination, you know, Reaper indoctrination, is something that apparently, you know, the wider scientific community just knows. Although maybe he was specifically from Eden Prime, because, you know, he talks about the events there as if he knew very well what they were about. Okay, that's a protean artifact of sorts. I've seen something like this already in Mass Effect 1, but before I go to that...
Now what's this?
It's too late for me. They're still in my head, stealing my thoughts. I can't keep them out. I've got no choice but to destroy this relic. And myself.
Dr. Case would never understand the deal I made with the collectors. He's obsessed with these Protheans. He would sacrifice everything to learn their secrets. It nearly cost me my life, but I did it for you, Helen, to ensure you remained safe. Those damned collectors agreed to spare your colony in exchange for this Prothean find. I can only hope you remain innocent of all of this ugly business. It was all for you, Dr. Robert Aloy. Okay, how dumb do you have to be to enter treaties with genocidal aliens that kidnap people in the hundreds of thousands on the off chance that this time they are saying, oh, we pinky promise not to kidnap your the colony on which specifically your wife is, if you give us stuff. Like, that's, you know, not particularly wise, I would say. Dr. Case's research station found Prothean artifact recovered.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
That's actually quite a few messages, actually. Kate Bowman. Shepard, I called in some favors, and we found out how to get to you and what you're working on. We've got a big celebration planned for the anniversary you and the others saved Terra Nova. Last year we added a memorial for you too. I guess that was premature, huh? I figure finding out who's attacking colonies is why you had to go undercover, so I won't invite you to come and give a speech or anything, but I wanted you to know that all of us living on the colonies are worried about what's happening in the terminus systems. And I'm really glad you're there to help. There's a lot of crazy military talk going around. I'm glad there's someone who's not going to take the easy way out. Thanks. You're too small. From Morlan. I'm sorry, my mate. I leave you for a Krogan because you're not endowed as good for your species. Do you fear these words? Morlan's famous shop sells many enhancements online that are not restricted by Citadel trading regulations. Whether you require a hormone augmentation, cybernetic enhancement, or gene-biotic xenografting, Morlan has many things that you will be pleased with. All species and genders. Order online from Morlan's famous extranet site, hot linked from this message. Product availability varies by local regulations. All Element Zero products require shipping surcharge? I have no idea. No shipping to Omega. Krogan reproductive organs not available. Other restrictions may apply. Okay, so it's a penis enlargement message, basically. Glad to see that those are not gone in the future. It's such a staple of internet usage. Martin Burns. Commander Shepard, Udina said that this would reach you. I wanted you to know that I haven't forgotten what you did for me, the day those crazy biotics took me hostage. You talked them down and got me off that ship alive. I won't lie to you. I took this job to pull for the pull and the power. I saw the biotics issue as a stepping stone, something good to put on my resume, and I was wrong. We all serve humanity in our own way. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to see to it that humanity reaches its potential with minimum of bloodshed. I'm getting letters of thanks from L2 Biotics who have just received the reparations. Those letters should really be coming to you. I just thought you should know. Good luck. I've taken some political heat, so I don't know that any offer of help would ever be useful, but if you need me, I won't let you down. Martin Burns, Chairman of the Subcommittee of Transhuman Studies. From Han Oller. Shepard, they say you're alive, that you cheated death, that sending you this isn't just a pointless exercise as part of my therapy. They say a lot of things. I'm still alive, she still isn't. I hear you killed Benezia, nicely done. Another woman I helped kill, if my information did any good. They want me to thank you. The Rachni would have killed us all had you not shown up. It would have been right. Why me and not her? Why did you show up then and not before? They think they can fix me. But maybe you're not really back. Maybe I died. Maybe I didn't close the door in time. Maybe I held it open to give her a chance, and the Rachni ripped my suit open, and I died of exposure there on Peak 15. Maybe I'm a martyr, and this is an ugly hallucination before a glorious afterlife. But if not, then thank you. Han Oller. That's a guy from Noveria. He's a Volus who's, as you can see, deeply traumatized. Project Firewalker. The artifacts you gathered may give us a lead on larger Protean site. They have incredible value for historians and might be instrumental in building our understanding of the Protean legacy. Excellent work in mitigating the Geth presence, Commander. We will keep you appraised of further Geth activity should it threaten the mission integrity. Commander, a very capable team is analyzing the data you gathered from the Geth's research into the atmospheric change. We hope it may open up new avenues for terraforming procedures for future colonies. The tech used in the beacons also contains communication information that should help us develop better systems to reduce atmospheric noise. There is no evidence of Protean activity on the planet. That was a close one on KARUMTO, Shepard. A disturbing fact has come to life from analyzing the channel you use to transmit your findings. Unauthorized transmissions have been sent from the MSV Rosalie to an unknown destination. It is assumed that this is how the Geth are tracking Doctors Case and Aloy. The data you retrieved gives us a chance, gives us a definite location for Dr. Case's Protean site. The Doctor was certain that this site held a Protean revelation of enormous significance. It is recommended you head there as soon as possible to counter any Geth retrieval missions already in play. Historic discovery. The burst of energy that coincided with your retrieval of the Protean artifact contained coded information. Most of the data was beyond our ability to track, but the threads we were able to decrypt have provided new avenues for research on energy transfer and biotics. It will keep the scientists busy for years to come. The data indicates that the artifact is currently inert and not dangerous. We wonder, however, if Dr. Case has if Dr. Case had more time, would he have unlocked its secrets? We will continue his research. A landmark for humanity. Good work, Shepard. As far as I remember, you actually do get a souvenir from doing that. Well, maybe not. Yeah, you get a Protean relic. I'm not particularly interested in those other armors, because I don't like the fact that you cannot remove the helmet, and to be honest, I don't even like the way they look. So I'll just stay with this, the N7 armor. I just wanted to briefly showcase them. Okay, but this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!